Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baby mums and baby dads, welcome to another episode of Take It to Him Codcast, you know? I'm mad.
Cod, you know.
Codcast. You know, I'm rattled, man. I'm rattled by the incident earlier.
What incident?
The lady who blocked all the traffic.
Oh, come on,
mate.
Man. I'm too rattled. Welcome to another episode of Take It to the Rim podcast with myself, Rods.
Mm-hmm.
AKA certain people can't drive. AKA free agency we're waiting, Carrie. AKA man, I'm hurt. I'm just hurt, bro. I think I've had it the worst this year, bro.
It's been great.
I've had it the worst.
He got swept on his birthday, by the way.
Yeah, it was mad.
Second year in a row.
Second year in a row.
Yeah, it's mad.
On his birthday.
It's mad, man. Flipping hell. Yeah, blood on the hands, man. So I'm here with LA Jules.
Yes, we back. We out of the playoffs, but we back. We out.
Cancun on 3.
Hey, I joined the party. It's lit, bro. Hey, Cancun's lit.
We got Clipper Cam, straight out A&E. How you boys doing in surgery?
Right, what's good? We're on the repair, you know, on the mend.
In the mechanics and that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back to play about 45 games each in a regular season. Injured in the playoffs again, you know. Is what it is.
And we're here with a special guest today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've heard of John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard of Jar Wick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But today we got Jar Red.
John Morant's arms dealer.
Literally. I got you, my nigga.
He's one that's always hosting Instagram lives.
I turned the camera down just in time.
What's good, man? So before we get into it, we just want to start off with what team do you support and why?
So obviously, you know, it's Memphis, and I could talk camera car yet. They trapped me in it. They trapped me from a young age. I saw them going to work when it was like Zach Randolph and Mark Gasol and that. And honestly, I was destined to be a LA or Orlando fan in it. But I just saw them giving them the work. It was just a defensive nightmare for them. So I said, I kind of want to go for the underdogs, and like I've just been buying into them ever since.
Oh no, that's fair enough. Memphis was good times, man.
Tony
Allen,
the man there,
Zach Randolph.
Strong.
Yeah.
When Mike Conley was, young.
Rudy Gay.
Yes.
Rudy Gay.
I'll get to Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay, man. Baller.
And a good team.
Baller. They had a good team. Now they got a bunch of thugs on.
And Steven Adams.
He's somehow under 30,
innit?
Tony's been like 20s for like 50 years, bro. Like,
It's like the second he grew like the full beard, innit? Everyone just assumed he was like 35 years old. And I feel like he's had it for like the last like 6-7 years, you know?
Yeah, it's just...
he just looks like 40.
Bro, he's only 29.
It's crazy.
Nuts.
Only
29. But talking about the number 29, there's 29 reasons why the Celtics lost.
Yo, that was too smooth. If I was a Celtics fan, I'll be rattled. That was rude.
And you know what is, yeah? Okay, cool. So, this Heat and Celtics series, yeah? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It was mad because the Heat went up 3 games thinking, get the brooms out.
Yeah.
Sweep. And, a lot of people were dishing smoke. Luke was dishing smoke. I was dishing smoke. Cameron was nervous. Then the Celtics made a comeback. Won 3 games in a row.
Cameron was dishing smoke.
Rodney
was nervous.
I was nervous.
Luke was sweating, bro.
Luke was nervous. And I was like, damn, if these guys really do this comeback, it's peak. But to go all that way, win 3 games in a row, great performances, great team effort just to lose in Game 7. I can't lie, that's a waste. You should just got swept.
Come on, man.
You should just got swept.
Come on, man.
They don't know they're gonna lose in Game 7.
Exactly.
They're playing every game to win.
Well, I mean, the way Jaylen Brown was throwing that ball over, you'll think he's gifting it to the team. And what it showed is that, I can't lie, when I was seeing, I was just like, these guys haven't learned from last year. They haven't learned a single thing. Because they're still doing drop coverage, giving Heat open threes.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown was losing that, bro. I don't know if there was too much cocoa bar on his hands in that Game 7 because that ball was slipping and sliding everywhere.
Yep.
And the thing is, what's mad is Caleb Martin did make a comment about Jaylen Brown. I don't know if you lot saw it.
Yeah.
About forcing Jaylen Brown left, and he said that was always a game plan. And there was a clip, a compilation of them forcing him left, and he was turning the ball over every single time.
He had 8 turnovers, right?
8 turnovers. At one point, he had 8 turnovers, and the Heat as a team had 7. I said, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, what happened? Because certain men are supposed to be superstars, they didn't turn up.
Who didn't turn up? Who? What superstar didn't turn up?
Tatum.
In
Game 7.
Tatum, who
He injured himself in the first
He
play.
injured himself in the first play of the game,
No,
and still managed to have a have a double.
Wait, I'm not hearing about an injury because when Jimmy's been playing on one ankle this whole time.
When did Jimmy get hurt?
Against the Knicks.
So you're
Swollen
talking
ankle, and
you're talking about nearly 2 weeks ago. You're talking about injury, whereas I'm talking about a guy who got hurt in the same game.
Yeah, but it got worse.
Who?
Jimmy's ankle got worse.
And then Jimmy had what? Rest. Jimmy had time off. Jimmy's been resting his ankle ever since, bro. And you're trying to get onto Jason Tatum, that was a nasty roll sprain, whatever you want to call it as well. And you're getting onto him. Yeah. But he had a double-double. But you're going to blame Jason Tatum for that game.
I'm not blaming
Jaylen Brown is
I'm
surely...
This agenda that he has is crazy.
Wait. The number one blame is Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. That's 100% the number one blame.
But why did you say Jason Tatum's name?
I just had to throw it in there.
Okay.
One superstar didn't show up.
You're moving up because I'm not going to say he didn't show up because, yes, didn't have a good game. But, bro, the guy could not change direction. Did you? Like, I made sure to watch this game because I was so certain the Celtics were going to come and win. And I was massively disappointed. The game started early and Jaylen Brown was hot to start the game.
Yeah, he was cooking.
Jaylen Brown was hot to start the game. Jason Tatum got hurt on literally his first drive to the basket, yeah? And I was like, oh, it's going to be a long one. But I was like, they might be able to do it because Jaylen Brown looked like he was locked in. And I'm seeing Jason Tatum. Bro, the Heat, the Celtics got lucky because it could have been a lot worse. If the Heat started targeting Jason Tatum, it would have been peak. For some reason, they just chose not to, innit? Because that guy couldn't stay in front of anyone properly. Like, he couldn't slide his feet, understandably. Like, he's hurt. I saw him limping after the game's over, bro. Like, even if they won that game and had to go to Denver, yeah, it would have been terrible. It would have been proper bad. I can't lie. But I'm not gonna blame him for the injury. Yes, it would have been great if he could have had a better performance. But bro, like, what are we talking about here?
But this is where the Celtics' problems. Why they didn't solve, because now he can't, let's say on offense, he can't really do what he's used to doing.
Yeah, he can't do it defensively either.
Cool, but on offense now, this is where you'll kind of turn into more of a, but off the ball, more catch and shoots, because you're not really going to cut to the basket with that ankle, so just more catch and shoots. But then this is why they needed a point guard, because now Jaylen Brown had to handle the ball. You've given him the responsibility, and what happened? And then the thing is, your starting point guard, who ranks like probably 27th amongst point guards, that's your starting point guard.
The thing is, yeah, the guy who we thought would make the biggest difference was who, Malcolm Brogdon. But they didn't. He didn't show up. I don't want to.
I know this. He
hasn't shown up the whole series.
But you know what is yet as well, and I think there was a point that you made earlier on when you was talking about they should start him.
Yeah,
they should have done that. I think they could have built much better chemistry and flowing much better.
Probably
starting Brogdon.
Probably, but the thing is, yeah, as much as everyone wants to get onto the Celtics for not showing up, the game, it was like an 8-point game at one point, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Like it was close. It wasn't a blowout from the jump or anything like that. Yes, the Heat had big leads, but there was a point where the Celtics were chipping away at the lead. Derek White was scoring. That's where it went to shit. When the Celtics were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna run an offense through Derek White. Except what's the problem? The Celtics don't run offense. They just said, yeah, go ISO and do your thing. That's not how he gets his points, man. Like the way the guy gets his points are open shots and, you know, cutting and whatnot. But they're just giving the ball at the top and saying, yeah, go kill this guy in front of you. That's not his game, bro. The second they started deviating away from what he was really good at is where they started experiencing proper problems and they couldn't keep up. Jimmy at first, and I was getting so excited because the start of the game, I was like, Jimmy's a bit quiet, you know. if the Heat lose this game and Jimmy's quiet, what are people gonna say? I was ready to run an agenda. Bam, I'm sorry. Bam was terrible. Bam was horrible, bro.
I can't lie. This was against the Celtics. Bam was terrible. And the thing is, you're going against what you've got Robert Williams, and let's be honest, he doesn't have an offensive bag like that at all.
No.
And Al Horford, these are the two people who are mainly guarding you, and you can't do nothing. That's very worrying.
Very, very worrying.
Very worrying.
Bam was missing tip-ins, like easy lays at the basket. There were times he should have just dunked the ball instead. He was trying to be finesse and was just missing. If I'm being perfectly honest, he looked like if they were going to lose that game, he would have been like got the whole of the blame.
100%.
Because he's been shaky these playoffs, and people have been giving Jimmy love and acting like Jimmy's been able to really bring the rest of his team up. The one person who hasn't shown up, in my opinion, for the Heat in these playoffs is Bam.
100%. I agree.
He's had a few games where he's been like, yeah, that guy's pretty good. Like I think he had one in the first round against Milwaukee, and I think he had another one against New York. But in these playoffs where he should really be killing the Celtics, and the fact that their two big men are not like really like when we talk about height and all that stuff, they're not up there, innit? I just feel like he could have had a much more bigger impact against the Celtics, and he just wasn't able to do that. And they're lucky that Caleb Martin was looking like the second. But if we're being honest here, the way the guy was hitting shots, the way the guy was playing, he's looking like a second coming of a GOAT. Like it was ridiculous what I was seeing, because I'm seeing this guy hitting bucket, like he's hitting open threes. I'm like, fair enough. Then I saw him do like one half spin fade. I was like, get the fuck out of here,
round spin.
I said, no, the game's done. What can you do at that point, innit? He's had a great series against Boston, helped them be in this situation. I was being very biased and saying that he probably should have won
That's good.
Western Conference. No, Eastern Conference Final MVP. But yes, Jimmy. However, Caleb Martin really carried the weight of that team for the first three quarters. Jimmy came on at the end of the game.
Yeah, but it's one of the ones where it's fine as long as obviously Jimmy, you close the game out, or whatever, it's cool. And
I know Jimmy don't care about Eastern Conference Finals MVP as well. I know he don't care about.
He don't care. He didn't even want to hold the trophy because his eye is on the big prize. But it's like what Caleb Martin was doing is what Bam should have done. They basically switched roles. Caleb Martin's like, you know what, this guy ain't doing.
Nah, bro, he switched roles with so many. Think about it. Gabe Vincent had a bigger impact than Bam did.
Of course.
Duncan Robinson at some points had a bigger impact. Kyle Lowry even at some points had bigger impact than Bam. Struess. Thank you, Max Strus as well. Bigger impact as well.
He got paid by the Celtics in 2019,
bro. Yeah, and then he posted about it. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in that Miami team that outplayed a max contract player in Bam, which I think is a bit embarrassing. Hopefully he's a bit different going forward, but it just wasn't a good showing. And I think, yes, they had the perfect game plan to just defensively attack Jaylen Brown. The second Jason Tatum got hurt, they knew what it was going to be there. So they're like, okay, everything's now going to be on this guy. If you can stop this guy, they've lost the game. Celtics had another dud of a shooting game, which I thought they were done with. You won 3 games back to back against this team, yeah? And you're telling me now you can't do that in a game. You can't shoot 0 for 10 in the first quarter of a game
terrible,
7.
Absolutely terrible.
You have no chance at that point of really getting back into this game when you're doing that. And Miami weren't even like shooting crazy to start the game. Yeah. It's later parts in the game they really started to come on. But in that first quarter, Celtics dug themselves a hole by shooting 0 for 10. And the fact that they kept shooting, I get you want to shoot yourself out of the slump. At the same time, man, like attack the basket. If you see Bam isn't having a great game as well, like why would you not attack him?
Defensively, he's still been all right. I mean, what Jaylen Brown was 10 for 24.
Yeah, your best hope in those kind of situations where one of your best scorers is now hurt is doing what? Scoring when the clock stops, which is free throws, right? You need to attack the basket. Miami don't have crazy center depth as well, do they?
No.
After Bam, it's Zello, right?
Yeah, because I think the other guy that they've just drafted, he hasn't even touched the court maybe for like 3 minutes. He did, but other than that,
Yurtseven, right?
Yeah.
European guy.
Yeah. Other than
no,
that,
they haven't got crazy center depth in it. If they had changed their game plan and said, "Cool, we're not hitting our shots right now. We need to attack the basket," I can live with them losing that game if they were attacking the basket and they weren't getting calls and they were missing layups. That's a different conversation. Yeah. But to continue, like you're not letting a dead dog die, bro. Like the shot is not falling right now, innit? And I just feel like they just allowed themselves to fall in that hole.
When you look at Bam over the playoffs, he's averaged 16.8 points, 9.2 rebounds and 3.8 assists in 18 games.
That's the thing is, those numbers aren't bad if that's not your second option or your third option.
Yeah.
Like those numbers are nice if that's like
usually those numbers are fine, but with Tyler Hero being out, you'd think,
you have to step up, bro.
Yeah.
He averaged 20 in the regular season. His numbers are down from the regular season.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for it to be down now, especially with. Then again, I guess I don't know if it's team culture in Miami where everyone's having, but then again, you see Gabe Vincent and Strus and Caleb Martin taking over and having big games, and he didn't have one.
Do you not think part of it as well? I mean, we spoke about this before about it was a coaching, masterclass from Spo.
Probably.
For probably 4 of those, the 4 games they won, coaching masterclass. Whereas those 3 I'll be honest, yeah, Miami should be very concerned. Because for you to be 3-0 up, and I understand never say, oh, you're the underdogs because you were the lower seed. But everyone knows Miami should have been better than they were in the regular season this year. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that. Whether you respect them or not, because I don't respect them, but whether you respect them or not, they should have been better than a playing team. At a bare minimum, they should have been. So for them to be in the position that they're in, and Spo is your head coach. You've got Pat Riley, who's like the godfather of the NBA, whatever they call it. You've got Boston Mans on that team. They know what they're doing. Going up against a rookie head coach, that should be lunch money. You're 3-0 up, and you almost, let's be real, they almost blew a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, there's a.
Let's not sleep on that. They almost did, because Boston had all the momentum going into Game 7 to win that game. All the momentum to win that game.
The thing is that in the games that Boston won, they wasn't actually doing drop coverage, which was so they wouldn't allow Miami to actually get the points. Those little, kind of like, say 8 to 16 points that they get, especially from outside, that was cut down. But they didn't follow suit with it. Obviously, everything kind of crumbled. There is a conspiracy, that Jimmy was basically not convinced, but kind of just let the Celtics come back just to put them down. That's what. Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's my theory. I'm just saying it's a conspiracy. That's why him and Gabe Vincent and the man was smiling when they was losing. They're like, let's just give them hope to crush it in it.
Just because I know that's not what happened, but just imagine they lost that and all the stuff was out there. That he was smiling when they were losing games. They lost 3 back-to-back games in the playoff series.
Yeah, that was bad.
They're lucky to not be out. Because any other series, that's usually it.
Even if, and I'm not saying that this would have completely changed in my opinion, it would. If Tatum didn't get hurt at the beginning of that game, we could be having a very different conversation right now.
100%, that's a big part as well, because him not being able to do what he needs to do and get in his bag changed everything, especially the performances that he was having in the 3 games they won. He was turning up.
In those 3 games, what was Jimmy saying?
Bro.
Jimmy was booty. Let's be honest, he was cheats, bro. He wasn't good. In those 3 games, he was putting up 15. One game, I think he had 14 or 16, something like that. He wasn't having great games in those 3 games, innit? But no one's going to talk about that. Everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah.
No, he wasn't. That's why they lost.
No, but this is what I'm saying. The Heat are in a win-win situation now, yeah? Regardless of what happens going forward, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, no, it was a great run. Jimmy did this, Jimmy did that. In the first round, in the second round, he was a bit shaky. In the third round, he had some good games, but he was also very shaky as well.
Yeah, game 6 was okay, 24, 11, and 8.
Yep.
That's not that bad.
Game 5?
Let's check game 5.
I'm pretty sure he had two games back-to-back where he had like 15 points.
Game 5, yeah, 14, 5, and 5.
Yep.
That was cheeks. Cool. Understandable.
I just need consistency, bro.
Yeah, game 4... Game 4 he had 29, 9, and 5. So it really was just game 6 that was a stinker.
No, there was one of the games they won and he wasn't very good. I remember there were definitely 2. But, yes, nonetheless, I just feel like the praise that Jimmy was getting for this whole playoff run, for him to average 1 more point than Jason Tatum in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was game 3 where he only had 16 points. 16, 8, and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's hard with Jimmy. It's not just... I think it's the timing, it's how clutch his shots are. There's a lot more to his game than just the scoring, especially for Miami anyway.
Yeah. And especially with him, it's like... The thing is with Jimmy is also, if the team has it going, he's not going to break that. Like, if the team is literally flowing right, all cylinders are hitting, the ball movement's going, people are getting shots, Strus hitting his shots, Gabe Vincent is, Robinson is, a lot of the actions that they're running. If all that's going smoothly, he's like, I'm not going to force it. If the ball comes to me and it's my turn, cool. But if these men are going off, let them go off. And at times as well, it is very good because then if that's happening, and then now the coach switch the game plan. Okay, he's not going to stop him. Then he starts to come alive when it matters. Because if he had like 0 points, for example, for the first 3 quarters, but Gabe Vincent and Strus were going off, and then they changed the game plan to now contain them, and now in the fourth quarter he turns up and scores 16 points, even though it looks like why didn't he take over? But then when he needed to and when it mattered, he's come alive. So it's going to be criticised a lot, but then it's not because now, obviously, depending on what kind they have, for example, like you got a first-year coach. So what's going to happen? He's going to try to contain the team. Say, okay, this is happening, panic mode. Then Jimmy's probably going to clock it, or Spo is, and say, look, they're in panic mode now. Now let's switch it up, go for you. So then now the plan that they've adjusted to, we adjust to their adjustment.
This guy
The plan that they adjusted to, we adjusted to your adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the adjustment they made, they adjusted their adjustment, innit?
Bro. If you say so, Rodney.
No, but it's true. It's true. So I hear it why people are going to say this and that about Jimmy, but end of the day, as long as when he turns up or whatever he does, it counts and it works, then he's fine.
In an ideal situation, because I don't know about you guys, innit, but in an ideal situation, that game would have been close. For everyone to, because it's not enjoyable in like same way when Dallas blew out Phoenix in that game 7.
Yeah.
And it wasn't close. That's not enjoyable to watch.
Oh yeah, it was.
It's funny, but
trash.
not
Yeah,
enjoyable.
it's funny to talk about afterwards, innit? But like as a viewer, innit, it's a bit arse, innit? And I think from when Jaylen Brown started turning over the ball, he started turning the ball with like aggression.
Terrible.
Yeah, man.
The boy was dribbling the ball up to his shoulder. I said, "What's going on here? What is he doing?"
Yeah, and like that mixed with the fact that they were not hitting shots, it was just it was nasty work, man.
What's next for them though?
For
Celtics, now what's next for them?
They have to consider this.
no, don't
They-
say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't say what.
Go on.
They have to consider if they're going to spend 600 mil
You spend that 600 mil.
on this.
You
Okay,
spend
but
that 600 mil.
I'm not gonna lie. Tatum, yeah, I'm looking down 100%. You're getting paid, like, cool. That's no worries. But I'm looking at Jaylen Brown like, we could lock you down, but then you've made improvements, but where you needed to improve the most, what's going on? Should we take this chance? I don't know. Should we make that trade where we can bring in someone
Bring in
else?
Who?
Like you said, that he's from Atlanta. You might be able to then go, yo, you know what? Let me get Trae Young, get Jaylen Brown, and I got like
What?
I'd shop him. I would shop Jaylen. And
I'll shop him.
I thought you said
Whoa.
chop.
That's what I got. That's what I said. What?
I was
Hey,
like, you're not saying pause. I was a bit like, I was waiting for the pause. Like,
I was like, what?
I said shop.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
No.
shop Jaylen in a heartbeat. Bro.
Okay.
So you
Is-
shop, yeah.
Is Jaylen Brown better than Trae Young? There's too much
Overall-
air. I don't
Do you
like
know
how
it's-
much
no,
air.
Trae Young's better than Jaylen Brown. It's not even.
I'd
What?
trade for. Do
Yeah.
you know what is yeah? It's mad because the reason why is because if you're gonna look overall,
Yeah.
both sides of the court, most people are gonna take Jaylen Brown because defensive you're gonna get something and offensively as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like, okay, Jaylen Brown makes more sense as a two-way, cool. But then with Trae Young, you're gonna get everything offensive. You're gonna get the buckets from him. You're gonna get the shooting range from him.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get the passing from him. Offense is gonna flow, and like most teams can do, they can cover up defensive weaknesses, put him in a corner, get someone else out there. Because for example, let's say if now they got, for example, Trae Young in, you're like, you know what? We can put Trae Young and we can put him aside Brogdon, for example, good defender,
Yeah.
or Marcus Smart, for example.
Yeah.
So now put Marcus Smart on the perimeter, put Trae Young. Yeah, you go in the corner there. All you have to do is just
Contain your man.
exactly just annoy or do whatever.
Mm.
Make sure, because most of the time you don't want the ball swinging to the corner unless it's an open shot.
Mm.
So that's the thing. And like I said, they need someone to handle the ball.
They've always been lacking a point from get go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My concern, is that because I think that trade is probably the best trade that could be made, because I think I saw someone say about
Dame.
that's not a good trade.
Nah,
That's not a good trade.
That's
What,
an ugly
Dame
trade.
for Jaylen Brown?
There's like a 7-year age difference between two of them,
It's just a
And
trash
you're actually
trade.
Jaylen Brown's going to be if he's not 27 yet, he's going to be 27.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear it because you're not going to get
They might be older than that,
Dame isn't he? What is
He's
he?
older than 33.
Is he? I thought he was 33.
Dame Lillard is like the same age as
I'm sure he's
no,
33.
he's 32. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's all right.
32.
And the thing is, like, You're gonna get a
32
lot.
32
He's
going
gonna be
33
in July.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Jalen Brown's 26 years old. I'm just saying, you trade.
Look at the future, innit?
And you're trading for that contract is what you're deep in as well.
I know that contract.
If they do the
mad.
trade, it'll be a sign and trade.
Yeah.
I say a sign and trade, extend and trade basically. For Jalen Brown, if I'm Boston, I don't. Yes, I think Dame would probably help, but would I rather have? Probably rather have Trae Young right now.
Of course, because he's gonna be younger.
You're getting a top 10 scorer, a top 5 passer.
Yeah.
In terms of assists as well. Do Trae Young and Jason Tatum work? Yeah.
It will. If it can work with Jalen Brown,
but you're saying it doesn't work is the point I'm trying to make. You're saying that Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown don't work.
That's
the only reason you trade Jalen Brown is if them two don't work together.
I just don't think there's.
Right?
Of course. I just honestly don't think they complement each other from the get go.
Because they're similar in terms of
it's like maybe it's just me. I just feel like having two dominant wings at the time, right? I just didn't see the vision when they bought Jalen and Jason at the same time, like consecutive drafts. I didn't see the vision.
So
you had Kyrie at a point, yeah, but when Kyrie just said fuck Celtics, it was kind of like, okay, you had a massive gap in your team which you need to patch up.
They tried to fill it with Kemba, obviously it didn't really work.
Kemba didn't work.
But you do have to remember though, at one point, even only recently has the game gone back to like most of the good teams having a really legit center. Like there was a good 5 to 7 year window where teams where the most valuable player on most teams was a two-way wing.
Yeah.
And Boston had two of them.
But the thing is, ideally, two-way wings only work if you've got a competent point guard.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
100%.
That's why, like with the Clippers, it's not an issue and we have to look at their game. I'm not saying that, like for example, Paul George is someone where you can.
Paul George has crazy handles.
Exactly. He's got Paul George. First of all, Paul George is like a 6'9" Kyrie. When really deeper, so he's got mad handles. At 6'9", he takes care of the ball. Plus, he's someone where you can slot him in any single team and he will just fit in because that's how his game is, which makes sense. So, with him, it makes sense. And then with Kawhi, he don't demand the ball as much, but he can take over at any time as well. Whereas Jalen Brown's kind of like, okay, I need my touches. You know what I mean? I need the ball. I need to. He's not an off-ball guy. That's the thing. Pause. If necessary.
I was thinking, when is that coming, bro?
Okay.
Man is even doing the hand signals and that. Like, yeah.
But it's like, as I was saying, it's like if you hear it, it's like okay, 1A, 1B. So not even that. It's more like with Tatum and Brown is like 1A and 1A.1. It's not a 1B sort of thing. So, but then if they had a point, who's like, okay,
they tried.
Exactly.
No, they tried it. Like with the Brogdon trade, I saw, okay, you tried. Because you tried. They don't need an all-star guard. They just need a competent guard.
They didn't put him in the scenario with them in order to see how that would work. They're still banked on Marcus Smart. Yeah, what's the point?
I think that will change next year because I think they've done the 6th man of the year experiment, and yes, he was successful in that role. However, I think there are some points in the game where, to be fair, you're saying that Brogdon scored quite a lot as well this year. You know, like. I wouldn't even say he's necessarily a pass first, innit? I'm not saying that Brogdon isn't what they need, but when I think about the point, like Lonzo Ball, if he was healthy, would be the perfect point guard for Boston.
I think mainly, maybe controversial, but I think if they didn't fire their coach at the start of the season, things could have been a bit different.
That's not controversial at all, bro. That's facts.
Yeah, they shouldn't have let Udoka go.
Yeah.
And how they handled that situation and everything was because everything could have been kept under the radar and it could have been handled internally.
Near long didn't deserve that.
Do you really think they had a choice though?
Yes.
Of course. Why?
Yes.
Be honest, they had a choice.
Yes.
No, as in that Celtics.
Yes.
Of course.
They didn't need to do it like that.
Always had a choice. Like the way they put it to the media, there was no need.
Exactly.
No, first of all, I'm gonna say.
Even Neil Long was complaining like, why did they put
people need to stop because this has happened to other like famous people as well. People stop acting like cheating is a criminal offence. Like no, it's true though. They were treating him like he caught 3 bodies.
No, for real.
They done it to Tiger Woods.
No, but bro, it's crazy. Like yes, he did a mad thing. He had an affair in work, but niggas do that every day, innit? Like niggas die every day. What are we doing here? Like and so many people have said as well. It just didn't need to be this public. You could have just said you suspended him for X reason, or you've parted ways with him, and if it came out later, but that's not what they said.
Team protocol.
Bro, it came out explicitly that he was having
an affair
with someone in the organisation. And bro, Neil Long was like, why did you lot put my business out there?
What?
That's what I'm saying. They could have easily been like, okay, cool. internally, what you lot done, mad thing. You need to sort whatever you got to sort out with your missus.
Yeah,
all
man.
this stuff that happened, boom.
Cause let's be honest, yeah. Even if it came out that he did that or whatever, yeah, it could have been well after the fact where they had reconciled or whatever. She forgave him, whatever. She can't forgive him now. You've ruined his house and home.
Yeah,
if he didn't do that already, they have now ruined his house and home.
And it's just one of the ones where, like, also, like, only he got all the consequences, but he was 50% involvement in what happened. It takes two to tango.
She's still in the front office.
It takes
She's what?
She's still there.
Of course, yeah.
They can't fire her.
The alleged
Why not?
person.
No, why not?
They can't fire her.
Why?
Because at the end of it, she said that he was like making inappropriate comments and stuff like that. Basically saying that he was harassing her at the end of it.
But did this happen after they cleared or
Cleared?
you know?
After they chopped.
Yeah,
his
because the
character.
thing is,
after was management.
no, because you've had like it's not like he harassed you into the affair.
That we know. No,
It
yeah.
both.
Yeah,
it
but I
was-
think she
it was-
might. You
it
never
was
know.
both-
But people say stuff to keep their jobs. innit?
I'm very confused in it, and like we're gonna get into the whole coaching thing later. However, he's now back employed, isn't it? We
Yeah.
don't say much more than that, but so to that extent, and
Yeah,
he's
it's
now
mad.
it is, but now he's back employed. It makes me question. Boston probably could have kept this under wraps, and he could have still been there, innit? Because he's not unemployable, innit? Like clearly,
I can't even to even hold this information is on because now he's even taken Bear the Celtics off with him as well. You know,
yeah.
it's peak.
Yeah.
Celtics have problems always.
I love it.
They shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I think Joe Mazzulla. I think at one point people were questioning if he was going to keep his job. It would have been stupid if they fired him as well because they'd be in a. Brad Stevens would have to come out of the front office.
But they can't fire him. He was down to 3 and still like he's
still he brought them back into it. Like the
and
argument
Tatum was hurt as well. So it's
the
like,
argument should be what though? They should have never been 3-0 down. I can say that wholeheartedly.
Okay, yeah, 100% cool. But then as well, also, it's like look at the run that Miami have had. If it wasn't, like, understandable that they took out the Bucks and Giannis was injured. When he came back and started good games, they still powered through that and won. So it's not like
it was an easy run.
it was an easy run.
Yeah.
They've done the impossible. They have momentum. Everything is literally behind them. Than underdogs. So it's like, cool. You should have never been in that situation.
Yeah,
but we all know the way Miami's defense, how they played against the Bucks as well, how they played against like. That's the thing. So it's one of the ones where it was written in the stars.
Yeah.
Like you can't stop it.
Just like a last kind of point about Miami. And anyway, that man are about to be paying hella luxury tax because Caleb Martin got himself a bag. I know he signed an extension or a contract not too long ago, but he's gonna get a big bag for this, regardless of wherever. Like even if they get swept in the finals now, he's gonna get himself some money. Gabe Vincent has secured himself a bag as well. Max Strus, if he hasn't already, has secured himself some money as well because they've shown that these guys are competent players. When it matters, they've been able to show up for them as well. Even Kyle Lowry might not be done in Miami now, and I don't even think he's been that great. But he
they need to still offload the P. He's on too much P's, man.
No, I know, but they have to rework his contract. I think Kyle Lowry, what he's done in this postseason, you can see he's brought out leadership. He's won a title before.
Someone who's been there, but exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he's there.
I want to say something mad, but let me just. What
are you gonna say?
No, let me just let it fly. This is something that I don't think I should. What should I say?
If you want to say it, bro.
I don't know. It's kind of mad though.
It sounds like you want to say it.
Just say it. We'll say pause for you.
Gossiping like a child.
Kyle Lowry's been playing decent in his playoffs, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why he has.
Why?
Pause, by the way, yeah. Early in the year, he got a BBL, so he just recovered, didn't it? That's why he could be.
Because my guy's a bit tick.
Man said,
Pause, but nigga cheeked up, man.
Nah, that sofa over there is doing bad.
I don't know what these niggas drank before they came on the pod.
No,
that's all running.
no, like you said tick. You
So thick, you took the H off. Nah, you're even mad.
Yeah, he recovered from surgery, innit? So he started playing well. No. But to summarize, where really and truly now is like, where did the Celtics kind of go from here? So yeah,
Honestly, they just need to address that one point, get a competent guard. I don't know what their market's going to be looking like. I honestly, like I said, they need to get rid of that Jaylen Brown experiment, I think.
You think?
I honestly wholeheartedly believe it. Like you said, yes, you can have two dominant wings, but if you ain't got the competent guards to like put it in, it's like one or the other. Either get the guard in, and if you know you're not going to market to get the guard, take him whilst the iron's hot, bro. Like, just see what's on the market, what you can get for him, because you might get a better deal than actually just trying to sign somebody just willy-nilly. That's what I would say, because you know that Tatum that's your cornerstone. Don't ever get rid of him. Yeah, that's the one I'll take a gamble on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's good to see that Boston are still not this team that's getting to 19 because I have to stick with my agenda. I'm a Lakers fan. Bun the Celtics. Bun these man all day. They're ops. They're stupid green Boston, Massachusetts. But I'll be honest, yeah, they've been a top 2 team in the East for like the last 3 seasons, maybe 4 if you're touching them back then. So for them to, in that time, have gone to 1 NBA Finals is a bit of a catastrophe. Because, in my opinion, they, to me, have been a team that's capable of winning the title. Right? To have got to 1 NBA Finals, I think they should at least got to 2.
No, I'm just gonna interject because you're acting like they haven't made they've been making the conference finals. There was that 4 conference finals in the last 5 years. You're acting like they're falling short. Don't get me wrong. The end goal is always to get to the finals, isn't it? Yeah. But bro, they're getting to the pinnacle of the conference at least. If they were losing in the first round or the second round, I'd understand.
Yeah.
But they're getting there, and they, like I said, they made the finals last year. They've taken a little step back this year, and I think everyone recognised where they fell short. And they had a lot, like you said, they lost their head coach from the start of the season. They've had, I don't think they ever really worked out what their best starting lineup was, and there was a lack of consistency. Yes, but I'm not gonna go and say they've disappointed because they haven't made it back to. Yes, I expect them to make it to the finals. So in a sense, maybe I'm contradicting myself. In a sense, they have disappointed. However, I'm not gonna say that the last 4 or 5 years that they've been together, they haven't achieved at least at a bare minimum.
I don't think they've done enough for the team they've got. This team should have got to the NBA Finals. They should be beating Miami. There's no excuse.
I agree with you on this one.
Like last year they did it. Hold my hands up. Cool. And the year before it was Milwaukee. So I hear that. This year's no excuse. That's what I'm saying. 2 of the last 3 years, they at least needed to be NBA Finals. Milwaukee aren't there. And in the East, it's them and Milwaukee that are the best 2 teams. Clearly, we're seeing Miami. We're seeing it's Miami. But being very honest, the Celtics should be doing better. They built a brilliant roster. A team that I was very wary that could win the chip. And here we are. Went 3-0 down in the conference finals. Yes, they managed to claw it back, but going 3-0 down is embarrassing. Like, for a team of that quality, poor. Even the fact that they had to 3-2 down. Yeah.
Didn't the Lakers go 3-0 down? They went 4-0.
Yeah, but we're not on the same level as the Nuggets. Miami, Boston, we all said it prior to the series that Miami should be winning 1 to 2 games max.
Bearing in mind, the Celtics have had this team all season where look what the Lakers started doing.
Okay, yeah.
The Celtics are here.
They turned it around.
The Celtics have been here. I just believe once the Bucks went out, I expected the Celtics to make the finals.
Yeah,
and
100%.
then to see them go 3-0 down was shocking because
very disappointing.
I went into the series saying Boston in 5, max 6. And I saw Miami maybe taking 1 or 2 games, but for Miami to take 3 on the bounce, I know they took 3 back on the end, but it's not good enough, man. I think they have to look in themselves this offseason. I know we've mentioned some of the issues of having a point guard, having someone facilitate, but they need to sort it out this offseason. Yeah. But yeah, it's great. Keep it up, Celtics.
Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. All I can say is Ayas Los Mios, welcome to Miami. Talking about obviously going off Miami now, their next hump that they have. Oh, that was a bit mad.
Moving mad.
Their next obstacle.
But why did you say pump? Hump, I mean.
Yeah, man, right, man. So, the next obstacle they have is the Denver Nuggets, and the Denver Nuggets have been looking good the whole season and postseason. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are literally doing bits. Someone on Twitter and some guy that I know, he said Nikola Jokic is white LeBron and Jamal Murray is budget Kyrie. Obviously,
who do you follow, bro? I'll follow these niggas straight away. What are you doing, bro? I follow these niggas, bro.
Joke, man, it's a joke.
It's horrible. He needs to
no,
find
but
better jokes.
Obviously, he's playing like a. He's the stats, everything that he's doing as well is like a. Yeah,
He's playing like Jokic, bro.
Yeah.
No, I know. He's playing like Jokic. So I'm saying I see why in terms of his game. Yeah, there's games. These games.
Only person you can compare Jokic to
no, I'm saying,
is Wilt right now in terms of what he's done in the post.
Are you telling me his game is not like LeBron where he's scoring? He's
Jokic is one of one, bro. Jokic is Jokic.
Jokic is Jokic, bro.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he isn't, but I'm saying the same way like 2018 LeBron was, and how he's been in terms of the way he's contributing in every single factor is the same way Jokic is contributing.
I think the only thing we've seen is since Wilt numbers, where someone has been dropping triple doubles, ridiculous rebounds, points.
I'm not talking about. I'm
saying in a consistent, because I know LeBron did it. We know in 2018 what he did, but I'm saying over the whole playoffs, a guy has just triple doubles, crazy.
Jokic is taking the piss. If we're being perfectly honest, he's taking the piss.
He's playing 2K in real life.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think the thing that I expect to see in this series is just him exploiting Bam. I think he's gonna have an absolute field day. And if they try and double him, the kind of passes that this guy's gonna be throwing to because he's gonna be the tallest guy on the court at any point in time. Yeah, the biggest person on the court as well. If you send a double at this guy, yeah, if he's not trying to just turn over his shoulder and do a hook shot or whatever it is. Bro, the pass is going to be whipping to the corner because Denver are on some smoke from the 3-point line.
Mm-hmm. Honestly.
Jamal's the X. Jamal is the X factor going in all the time. And
I think where Miami didn't have to worry about it as much in terms of defending guards in Boston, if they somehow stop Jokic, you got to stop Jamal Murray as well, man. And I don't know, like, Miami showed me they have good defensive guards.
Yeah.
Like, from what I saw of them. However, you said they were attacking Jaylen Brown because he had no left hand and they wanted to force him left. It's not the same with Jamal Murray, man.
The thing is,
it's not the same with Jamal Murray.
They're going to have to focus on Jokic. And I understand you might have to let Murray fly in it and do what you do, just purely because we've got to understand and deep this. Not only is Jokic going to score, he's going to put players into position, make sure they know where they need to be, when they need to cut. He's going to contribute. He's going to make sure the whole team is firing on all cylinders.
Second chance opportunities on rebounds as well.
Exactly. So you're going to have to zero on him because if you're stopping him scoring and passing as much or to the effect that he usually is, if he's gone down, then it's going to be long because now there's no momentum of Jamal Murray to play off where it's like, okay, he's got to now play that role where he's more, okay, I'm going to score. I don't really need to be a guard. Like, even though he can do those things, has a capability of doing it, but he's just been focusing on scoring and playing help defense and such. So they're going to have to, the only way Miami can actually pull this off is that they're going to have to attack Jokic, similar to what, I don't know. But they're going to have to attack, they're going to have to attack Jokic, try to get him in some foul trouble to take him off the floor. So then that kind of playmaking can go away, and so now you take him off the floor, then you can start zeroing a bit more on Jamal Murray and then kind of suffocate him. That's the only way that they are going to win. But I don't know if that's going to, because even if Jokic's on the perimeter, Bam's there, all Jokic is going to do is this, hand up in the air. He ain't. What's Bam going to do? Yeah. Tell Donny, look, he's not even looking at you. Yo, cut, woof. Bro, at one point, he might just be there and spin the ball in his finger and just wait for someone to make a move. Bam is going to get blasted. He's going to get beaten up. He's going to get rushed. He's going to be attacked. What's wrong with blasted?
Pause.
What's wrong with that? Blasted.
Why'd you keep saying it, man?
Bam is... Yo, Bam's going to get rushed. You know that video? Fight back. Fight back. He ain't fighting back. He's going to get absolutely finished. Like, what is he going to do? I know defensively he's been cool, he's been okay, but this is now a different caliber of player.
Yeah, but Jokic has got I always say Jokic's got the most ugly, efficient game going in the league. Like, he's so unorthodox when you watch him play, but he's just so efficient with it. Like, even if you were to just try be traditional with him, all that stuff that he's got going on is just going to throw you off. Like, you can't contain him.
No, you can't at all. Like, and then and also, like I say, Bam's what, 6'9"?
Yeah,
bro.
6-10 on a good day.
Just let. That's what I say on a good day. So just give Jamal Murray the ball. Jokic goes low post, hand in the air, catch, and Jokic he's a strong boy. He's a strong man. Not saying Bam is weak, but sorry, but Jokic is a strong man.
No, but they have legit. But Nuggets legit have 3 good options they can go to.
Yeah, Jokic, Murray, even Michael Porter, and what we have to say as well is that Michael Porter, this guy will be shooting over everyone.
He don't give a fuck.
And really and truly, whoever they put on Michael Porter Jr., he's shooting over no matter what.
Yeah,
because he's 6'10".
His approach to play like on offense reminds me so much of like Prime Melo, and not in a sense where he's got the same game, but in terms of he does not care if he's double teamed, triple teamed, if there's a guy in his face, if he gets the ball, he's shooting it every single time. And you know what? Denver embraced that because they say, yeah, you go do that. They know if you give him the ball, they're not getting it back, and they're okay with that, man. Because they got guys they got Aaron Gordon crashing the boards. They got Jokic who's there trying to get second chance opportunities as well. They have the perfect team built around Jokic in terms of when Jokic was first in the league, and people started clocking he could play. He had Kenneth Faried on his team, who was like, I see so many similarities between Kenneth Faried and Aaron Gordon. Who just one mad guy who just pure energy, running up and down the court, just trying to dunk everything in it. Same thing with Aaron Gordon. They say Aaron Gordon has a little bit more finesse to his game. Yeah. They've brought that in for him. They've got Michael Porter Jr. who does not care. Anytime he gets the ball, he's shooting. Sniper. They've got Jamal Murray, who's a very good offensive guard in this league. And then they go and add themselves. And depending on who they want to start, KCP or Bruce Brown, it'll be KCP, right? Yeah. Because KCP's been playing great defense in his playoffs.
He's a great defender.
That's what he's been his role in
a 3-and-D guard, which is perfect what they need as well. I struggle to see how Miami win this series. Not just that as well. Miami just played 7 games, heated 7 games. Denver haven't played basketball since last Monday.
Yeah, they've been
do you understand that?
It doesn't matter.
Denver haven't played ball for the last 10 games, yeah. Whereas Miami were out here sweating 2 days ago, bro, exhausted. So you can't tell me that that's not going to play a major factor into it. The whole altitude thing that they say about and I do this because I ain't been there, but players have said many times when they go in there, bro, you can't breathe.
That first 5 minutes is killer.
Running up and down, you cannot breathe. You're telling me that Miami aren't going to be rattled?
But their conditioning is mad, man.
There's difference in conditioning, bro, but there's fatigue as well. The fact that they've been playing games, they just played a 7-game series. They've got Jimmy who's injured or whatever you want to call it. Tyler Hero is going to be coming back off injury. They say he might be available game 3 as well, maybe. I just struggle to see how Miami need to win one of the first 2 games for this to be a competitive series. I don't see Denver leaving this series 2-0 up, going back to Miami and not taking at least 1 game off them. So it'll be very, very tough. But Denver right now are just looking like surefire winners. People say the same thing about Boston though, and look what happened.
I mean, I want to chime in on your point about efficiency because I rounded up a few things. So like, we all know how efficient this Nuggets offense is. They are scoring, I think it's 121 points per game. So their efficiency is 121 per game. So we're looking at the teams that have beaten them or the teams that have won games against them. Golden State had to score 123 points per 100 possessions just to beat them last season. Phoenix beat Denver twice, ringing up 120 points in Game 3, followed by an insane 138 points in Game 4. So basically, if you don't score 1.2 points per possession, there's no chance.
Denver had the best offense in the league, right?
Best offense in the league.
So Luke was getting on to me because I said that I struggled to see how Miami were going to score 100 points a game, right?
Yeah.
The games that Miami lost, they weren't scoring 100 points per game. Yeah? Miami were ranked, I think, 30th in offense this year as well. Yeah, so they scored the least. So you've got the team that scores the most amount of points versus the team that scores the least amount of points. Last time I checked, you win these games by scoring the most amount of points, innit? I just, like, it's not making sense to me. And again, Miami did a lot to get here, and I could be wrong, and I'm very prepared to be wrong. But I really don't see how this is going to be close.
It's not.
You're going to need Jimmy to be putting up 60 a game for these games to be close.
But Jimmy's going to have to play like he played against Milwaukee.
Can he still do that?
Has he got enough in there?
Basically, he needs to move like Devin Booker did.
Madder. Devin Booker didn't even do enough.
Yeah, and Devin Booker still went out, and Devin Booker was dropping 48, 50 something. There was a game him and KD combined for like 94 points and still lost. Like, it's crazy. Like what Denver are even doing, and I think you look at things like the matchups. I know we said about, so you've got Murray who's 6'4", playing a 6'3" Gabe Vincent or 6 foot Kyle Lowry. Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter obviously 6'8" and 6'10", playing a 6'7" Butler, a 6'5" Caleb Martin, and a 6'5" Max Strus, whatever.
And more time you're gonna have either Jimmy or Caleb on Murray.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna waste. There's no point wasting on, like, you're gonna have to put Jimmy on.
Gabe's gonna guard Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
they have to.
Yeah, they can't.
Because the other matchup. Plus, if what I've seen so far is true, Jimmy is still hurt. You can't have him running around because they need him for offense. I think you have to live with the fact that Denver are going to get their defense on offense themselves. You can't allow this guy to burn out on both ends because he won't be able to be available down later in the series.
So to be fair, you could do Jimmy on MPJ.
You have to.
Gordon, and then you can, because then Gabe Vincent will have to guard KCP, and then you put Caleb Martin on Jamal Murray. But that's gonna have to, because no point wasting. That's what they're gonna have to do. They could more time. What is gonna happen is they're gonna switch Jimmy and Caleb Martin on Murray, depending how bad it is. Because you can just say, you know what, Caleb Martin, Michael Porter Jr. there, just do what you got to do, and then put Jimmy there. So it all depends. Obviously, Spo will know how he's gonna go about it, but it's gonna be very, very tough. And I don't see how Miami pull this off. It's very, very tough.
Very tough. The thing as well is, like, we've been watching the playoffs. Yeah. LA, in my opinion, were one of the only teams I thought could really take on Denver and actually make it a competitive series. I think we saw after round one that Phoenix had no chance because they have no bench depth. Mm-hmm. I think LA had the best chance because you had the superstar power and potential in it. Like, you guys had the greatest player of all time and another top 10 player, whatever you want to call AD when he's healthy, out there, who just came off a pretty good series against Memphis and Golden State as well. Like, you guys were looking like, okay, this could be it, and they made very light work of that. Like, the games were closer, but they swept you in it. Like, they made light work of it.
The thing is that with that, especially when you see and look at it, the problem with Phoenix and LA, the issue was outside of LeBron and AD, everyone else deflated.
Yeah,
the team didn't
contribute.
Reeves,
big up Reeves, big up
Reeves,
Reeves and Hashimura,
so
bro.
Obviously Reeves. But we have to see, because then with the Nuggets, it was like Jokic, Murray, Gordon, MPJ, KCP. All five were contributing.
Just Bruce Brown. You got Gordon that went ham. Everyone's chipping in.
Everyone was contributing. The whole five. Then LA, you had obviously LeBron, AD, Reeves. And they were all close games, and just because you needed D'Lo to survive. Rui as well.
No, he did well,
Rui did well, obviously, off the bench.
D'Lo.
But it's one of the ones where the more important kind of little pieces to kind of get over the hump completely failed. And like Schroeder crashed. D'Lo forgot how to play basketball. Like, that's the thing. And I'm not saying that, Miami are gonna. If the team, how they play, if they do get involved around a superb performance that Jimmy has to put on, cool. But is this gonna constantly happen? I don't know. I mean, I can say Jimmy Butler I can say Caleb Martin. Strus and Vincent might have the odd game, or so. It depends. I don't know. But the fact that I've said 4 people and I haven't said Bam yet is concerning, because I have no faith that Bam is going to help. Defensively, he may do whatever. I don't know what's going to happen. But outside of that, I have no idea how else he's going to help. And bearing in mind, obviously he's quick, so he should be able to attack. You should really use him to attack Jokic as well. Especially off the perimeter. I don't even see that happening. On top of that, then you're going to have Aaron Gordon coming for help. It's going to be long.
Who do you think's guarding Jimmy? Do you think it's, because I reckon it's either KCP?
No,
I think they're going to put
Aaron Gordon.
It's going to be Aaron Gordon.
They'll put Aaron Gordon on
if they put KCP, there's no point. I'm not saying KCP, but they shouldn't put. Every time Jimmy has had a small defender on him, he's made mockery.
That's what he's.
No matter what.
To be fair, very good point.
Go to the point.
Very good point.
So they're definitely going to say, okay, I'm putting Aaron Gordon. The only thing I hope that happens is that Aaron Gordon does not get chippy, because I have the thing, for some reason, I think if Aaron Gordon talks trash to Jimmy, that's going to cause a rupture in the whole series.
No.
It 100% will.
No.
Once you start...
series?
Yeah, if at some point...
What will it do?
If at some point in this series that Aaron Gordon, it just... For some reason, every time trash talk happens...
No.
Yeah,
Just remember...
100%.
Just remember what happened in the Boston series. Grant Williams talked shit to Jimmy. Jimmy did this, and they lost 3 games in a row.
Before he done that, he was making a light work of it.
No, he was.
Different games. No, yeah, he was.
But that was in game 3 when he started talking trash.
Then he went too far. You see, when he went too far, that's when he lost all composure. Whatever, he went too far. But I'm just saying, and obviously the previous beef they have, I don't know. If obviously they're saying that it's not really beef.
Morris said even on the team, it's all changed.
Bro, because Jimmy even said like I ain't got a problem with him because the Jokic brothers are serious, bro. No, don't do that. How can you say that? We're talking about
Serbian,
nearly 7 foot two Serbian tatted up. What? Okay. When I see a group of certain brothers walking on the street, I cross the road.
And that's the group. I didn't see 2 of them, and I'm good.
Fam, what?
I'm good.
No, you're not on it. You're not on it.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
They'll just crush you like that and throw you away, bro.
Huh? We all know there's a certain group you don't fight, bro.
Yeah, man.
You don't scrap.
There's 2 groups. One of them don't have hair. The other ones
I have, and we and you know as well because you've been there in Palmer's Green.
I know
exactly. So you know.
If I think about 7 foot.
Yeah, come on, man.
Cool. What 6'5"?
Okay. So, Jared.
Yes.
What's your finals prediction for this series? What team are winning in how many games?
Oh, Denver winning. I said the record's at 4-1, so I'd say Denver in 5.
How confident are you in Denver in 5?
100%.
Wow. Okay. Because I was once like you. I said the same thing about Boston.
I used to.
Okay, I'll back up a claim. I don't see the Heat taking 2 games off Denver only based on the matchups. I just don't see it.
I agree. Rodney, I'll now ask you the same question. What team and in how many games?
Bearing in mind, last time you said Heat in 5. I will post that just to ruin you.
When did I say Heat in 5?
You said Heat in 5. I got video.
When the Heat were 3-0 up.
Yeah. You said Heat in 5 against the Nuggets.
Against the Nuggets?
You said that.
I thought I said against the Celtics.
No, you said that.
Against the Nuggets?
You did.
I'm sure I said this.
You said that, bro. I'm going to release the video.
Did I?
Me?
A man said Heat in 5. And now he's looking confused.
Looking
I
worried.
thought I said it against the Boston, you know.
Looking worried.
Bro.
Alright, cool.
You know Jokic listens to this as well.
He'll come find you, bro. His brothers will come find you.
Hondo.
Right, they'll go missing. I know people as well, man. People that'll snake them. My prediction. Alright, I'll be honest. Old man's up. I don't know why I said Heat in 5. I'm gonna say this now. I don't know why I said Heat in 5. I don't know what I was smoking or what I drank. Obviously, it was too much. But me, I'm gonna say Nuggets are sweeping the Heat.
Swear down.
Yeah,
sweet. What happened to Jimmy Buckets?
He will do what he's gonna do. But the issue is gonna be him. Caleb Martin are going to, but it's just gonna be too much because you're gonna have it from the starting 5 are all gonna be in double digits. Then you're gonna have Bruce Brown, that's gonna give work. Then you're gonna have Reggie Jackson, that's gonna give work. It's just too much. It's too much. That's the thing. And then you're gonna try and integrate Hero back, and it's just gonna, it's gonna ruffle. It's gonna be too much, man. And for me, if LA couldn't take 1 game of Denver, and defensively, matchup wise, they were probably the best team besides Milwaukee to actually do this. I don't see how the Heat do it. I'm not saying Jimmy's gonna have a bad performance this series. I think he's gonna play well. I think he's gonna put everything out there. Caleb Martin as well, but I think it's gonna all come down to Bam, and Bam's gonna have to get traded.
So you're saying you're saying the Heat are gonna get the no Vaseline,
bro? Nothing, not a crumb, nothing. I'm talking 0 niche, bro. They might as well book their trip to Cancun right now. I can't lie, it's over. You want me to? How much a chance he have of winning anything?
Winning a game or winning the series?
Winning the series. Yeah,
Zero.
Zero chance. And I really don't want it to happen. I would love for the Heat to win this series, but you gotta be a realist here, man.
Can I walk home like that now?
Jesus,
bro.
Julian, what team and then how many?
It's the Nuggets all day. I mean, it's very easy. Nuggets will win this in a very, very lucky 5 games if Miami get a game. I won't be surprised to see a sweep, but I believe Miami will get 1 at home. So I think I can see 5, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 4. But I think they're just too good. Like when you break down the matchups and everything, you break down even like their 2 meetings they had this season, where I know it's in-season meetings, but Denver were just so clear, and they didn't even try.
Bear in mind, Miami haven't beaten Denver since 2016.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, and I know seasoned matchups are a lot different, but there's just they don't really.
2016.
I know, but it's been so easy for them to face Miami. But obviously, NBA Finals is different. There's pressure on both sides. Miami have the advantage of being here before, but that's about it.
You know, Dwayne Wade was on the Heat in 2016. And Chris Bosh. I think Chris Bosh was still there as well in 2016.
The last time they won. Jokic wasn't even drafted.
No, he was. Jokic got drafted in 2014.
Oh, 14. I like it.
Yeah.
But before we move on to you, Cam, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about because this is imperative for people to understand. So, you know, Miami are the second worst have the 7th worst defense against 2-point shots this season, which is 56.9%. Denver are the 2nd best shooting team inside the arc. Even as Miami have advanced through the playoffs, Miami still allows 56.52% shots shooting, which is worse than every team this postseason, barring Atlanta. We're talking about a team in the Nuggets who are efficient, score at a very high rate, and are dominant, obviously with Jokic and the way he passes through the lanes and everything. And yeah, it's looking like it will be very tough for Miami, even though we can talk about Denver's exploits at their own, like we've said about Jokic and Denver being a bit poor at their own rim. I think they've surrendered 74.9% shooting in the basket area, which is 29th in the league. But we're talking about a team that is so efficient on the other end, even if they are allowing lanes and that, they just outscore their opponents. They're just so efficient.
It's an uphill battle for real.
Yeah. So I'm a chime off with that, but I'll let Cam go, drop his thoughts. Is Conspiracy Cam coming out?
No, because this is difficult, because my heart is telling me the Heat are going to lose in 2. Because that's how not close this one's going to be. That's what my heart's telling me. But history is telling me I can't keep counting them out. I don't think they're going to win.
Count them out.
I would love to. I think personally it's going to be a sweep, just because of all the factors that you guys have mentioned in terms of, we're talking about one of the best offenses against one of the worst offenses. I don't think the Heat are going to be able to keep up with them. One of the ways in which the Heat found a lot of success against Boston was playing the zone. You cannot play zone against Denver, because the second the ball goes inside and you guys are playing zone, there's open shooters everywhere, and you're going to have to double team at some point as well. So it's impossible that you're going to be able to do that. I'm going to say Denver in 5, because the Heat have been doing judge this whole playoffs. They're in places they shouldn't have been, and I think they're going to do it to get at least 1 win out of this series. So I'm going to say Denver in 5, but there's no reason why Denver lose. I can't think of a possible reason why Denver lose a game outside of Jimmy being on his bullshit. So I'm gonna go with
number 5.
Denver in 5. Yes, I'm gonna go with Denver in 5.
Okay, that's fine. So I guess we all agree. Peak for
It's
Miami?
not peak for Miami though, innit? Because
they've done well. They've gotten to the finals.
People say they shouldn't be here, innit? There's somewhere they probably shouldn't have been, but they've worked hard enough to get to this point. They took on big challenges, but you know, I'll run an agenda when it's all said and done.
I'll say if somehow they manage to pull it off, this will be one of the greatest.
Oh yeah.
Runs.
So quickly, someone said something stupid about how Jimmy would go if the Heat win. Jimmy would be one of Santos.
Yeah, but what he said, do you know, is I understood.
What was the initial argument?
So no, basically, this is what he meant. He obviously said that if Miami win, Joe will be one of the greatest, or probably the greatest Heat player ever. I believe that's what he said.
Yes,
in history. But then he sent a tweet. Which kind of explained what he meant better. Whereas like,
there's no way
Shaq and LeBron are like the greatest
players to play for
the Heat. But Dwayne Wade is the greatest Heat player. So I understood what he meant in terms of Jimmy being one of the greatest Heat players.
Yeah,
that have obviously.
Yeah.
We know that Shaq and LeBron are one of the greatest players. They're like the greatest players who played for the Heat.
Yeah.
Whereas Dwayne Wade is a Heat player. So I hear that, but
I don't hear it because LeBron is a better Heat player. He's the better player that played for the Heat. All of the above. He's better. Because
what he said was mad.
It's crazy because Dwayne Wade's won the Heat 3 rings, right?
One by himself too, LeBron.
Yeah. Jimmy would be winning his first ring with the Heat. Yes, Jimmy has been the main reason why the Heat have had success in the past 3, 4, whatever years since he's been there, pretty much. But I'm not gonna go as far to say is that it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
But if we're saying Dwayne Wade won 1 ring with the Heat, if Jimmy wins 1 ring with the Heat.
No, if he wins a ring,
Dwayne Wade didn't win 1 ring with the Heat though. He won 3 rings with the Heat.
No, I mean he won as in by himself. No, that was a Shaq actually.
Yeah, it's a Shaq.
So you're gonna take that away from him as well?
No. I'm saying no.
Jimmy's about to. If Jimmy wins, he won a ring with Caleb Martin.
No, okay, let's not take it.
No. What do you want, bro? What do you want? Because this is getting silly. We're getting silly here, and it's disrespectful.
But I think
I'm not agreeing with this though. Why are you beefing me? Bro?
I'm mad. I'm furious.
It's horrible.
Check who you follow, bro.
I've been saying this.
No. But Cameron was in there as well.
Yeah,
so check him too, not just me.
No.
But I think
the guy's a crazy guy.
I wanna just chime in before we move on because I know it's important. Like we spoke about what Miami needed to do last season to make a trade to possibly push them, and I think what you'll see this series is the fact that they are probably still 1 trade away because Bam isn't the offensive superstar that Jimmy needs alongside him that Jokic has in Murray to essentially carry them over the line. Like when you're seeing it, especially against us, like the ability for both of them to score, even though we spoke about the other guys that were chipping like Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, everyone else that would chip in, which Caleb Martin, Strus, Lowry, Kevin Love, Vincent, they'll do, which is fine. But you need 2 dominant players. Like even when us Lakers won the chip, it was AD, LeBron, and everyone else. Chipped in with Kuzma, KCP. You can go back to even Giannis and Middleton, and it's everyone. So you can go above all the teams that have won championships over the last few seasons, including Golden State last year, where it was in the finals at least. Steph Curry more so, but Wiggins really stepped up. And you've got Jordan Poole, who was excellent. But I just don't see that second star alongside Jimmy.
Is there a possibility for them to get Dame in and Dame for Lowry? Isn't their contracts? No,
Dame for Lowry.
And add obviously.
What kind of trade builds you building now? For real. That my nigga.
Smoking on that Nets pack tonight.
Hey, I'm just here for the ride. I'm just here to. Yeah, man.
Moving on.
It's been a tough year.
Moving on for real.
Jar coaches. Which one?
No, we're going to talk about Memphis. Let's talk about Memphis.
I'd love
for a bit. So,
do you want to do this here?
You're here, innit? You're here. Welcome.
So,
got to talk about Memphis.
You can talk spicy on Twitter.
Jar Red. Your boy Jar Wick. Jar Moran. Jar More Guns. Jar 47. Jar Glock.
I said Jar More Guns.
Jar what? Jar Rule? Nah. So, he's been moving extremely mad, and he has an obsession with guns and IG Live. Memphis is a mess. Dylan Brooks is gone. How they dealt with him was mad, but obviously he's gone. Steven Adams is out here doing movies for Aquaman. He's not really paying attention. Your superstar is promoting gun violence.
Yeah.
Your team is broken. Your team is like a babes after breakup, just completely finished. Don't know what to do, don't know where to go, can't eat, can't sleep.
That's a banger still.
Jared, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt?
Hey, bro.
I know you see the gun signs and the L's on the shed.
Alright, we're dropping bars, bro.
So, what do you have to say for yourself and your team? Because this is terrible. Oh my gosh.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be a honest and fair fan, innit? Everything that damn guy Iguodala said was true. I just don't. I feel like when he got placed, I wouldn't even say traded. He got placed on our team. He was talking about the whole fact of the missing leadership and so forth. And I feel like this is becoming very evident with our team that there is absolutely no leadership. Obviously, there's talent, there's potential and talent there. You can't deny it.
No.
Yeah.
But honestly, they just need some nurturing. Honestly, our head coach, yeah, he's overachieved because I thought he was gonna be done like soon, quick, because he just didn't give me any authoritative vibes.
Yeah.
But I just feel like either if it's a veteran player presence coming in, or like just even like in the front office, or even our coach, someone needs to come and give leadership, because that's where it's all coming from. Because Jar's moving crazy. I just feel like if he had like a player to actually like hold him in, it would have been better. Like, I understand if Steven Adams was giving team talk, but it's fucking Steven Adams. Like, bro, who are you to talk? Like, you can't. It's like you can't. Not saying Steven Adams ain't an accomplished guy, but like, why am I listening to you? You're giving me substitute teacher vibes.
Damn.
You're giving me substitute teacher. Like, why am I listening to you? You're here because you're here. Like, you ain't won nothing with OKC. You ain't won nothing in the league. Yeah. I just feel like we have to make some serious moves depending on what Adam Silver does. If he decides to crucify Ja and put him on the cross, we really have to see what's going on in the market and kind of restructure our team from there. Honestly, Adams kind of got our kahunas like this. Like, he's really got our kahunas like this. Like, he's got all the he's got all the balls in his court, innit?
No, wait, you said man's got the
Cojones.
but that's not pause. But him saying he's got the balls in his court, it's a pause.
Damn.
You said man's holding on to nuts.
There's
No problem. No
there's
problem.
definitely something in that chair right now, bro.
Yo, listen, Jared. I don't think it's down to trades, my bro. I don't think it's down to... And I agree, there's not enough vets on that team. I agree there's not enough vets on that team. Yeah. There's not enough people to, steer your guys in the right direction.
Steve Adams is our oldest guy.
Yeah? Yeah?
He's up there as one of our oldest guys. Like, people think... We're a lot younger than people actually think.
Yeah. I feel like... This is where the problems are, though, because if Ja gets suspended, yeah... And you guys play this whole season without... Not the whole season. Let's say he gets... What do you think it would be? Like a 41 game suspension half season?
I feel like there's technicalities, because to suspend him and so forth would be not quote unquote harsh, because he is in a licensed carry state.
That's not the point.
It's not illegal.
It's not about him breaking the law. It's about the fact that he got in trouble for waving guns in videos, yeah? And yes, that was in an illegal situation. He went to rehab, yeah, for 2 days... Checked out a rehab. Yeah, I've changed my. Came back and played again. Whether this video is old or new, the NBA prosecuted him on the fact that they thought it was a one-time offense, right? But this is now showing that it's not. He's done it before. And whether it's old or new, he either did it before and he's done it more than multiple times now, and they're saying this is a bigger problem than he thought, or it's after the fact, after he's been in trouble and said he don't give a fuck. Because we've seen the videos of him drinking from the bottle in the club.
Or in the boom boom room.
Yes.
In the boom boom room.
Yes.
Oh,
We've seen him. He's moving mad, bro. He's moving mad. And the thing is, all NBA guys move mad. But why does it have to be on? Why is everything on camera?
I think, no, as people have highlighted this, I feel like the people around him.
No, we can't blame them anymore.
No.
We can't blame them anymore.
Honestly, I think it was touching simply in the car, yeah. We didn't expect Ja to reach the heights that he's come to.
I agree.
And I don't even think Ja himself, if he's being honest, I don't think even Ja knew he was going to become as big as he is. Yeah. Talking like Nike signature shoe, all-star, all this stuff, right? Coming in, everyone thought he'd be like a solid guard, starting guard on the team, and that was like your ceiling. What he's done from that point onwards, like, has blown a couple minds. Yeah, and I feel like I'm not even going to make excuses for him, but I just don't think he's handled the stardom, the superstar, all-star, megastar stardom that he has been thrusted upon him. But yeah.
It's got the thing. It's got to his head. All that fame, all the stuff has got to his head, and now, bro, he's completely finished, bro. Like, it's just one of the ones where he has no control. This boy drinking from the bottle like his apple juice. And he's drinking like his apple juice because
anything's possible.
he's drinking that juice.
Bro, he's drinking how I drank after AS results day back in the day, bro. Moving mad.
He's
From
doing madness and he's gassed. He's on top of the world right now. Bro, it's one of the ones where Nike after him, Powerade, the PSD boxing thing, Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
All of that. You're thinking, yeah, I'm on top of the world. Oi. That's what he's on. So I'm thinking, he's like, he didn't handle it. He's just gotten gassed. And he just thought he got to the point where he's untouchable. And then, what I just don't understand is why, I don't know if someone called him soft or maybe these kids be disrespecting him where they think he's soft. I feel like maybe those things happen. No excuses. Kids were thinking he's soft, challenging him, all this stuff. Bro, he was on a polo and chinos for school. How can you now be out here doing up thug life and all these things? So maybe they're testing his gangster, and now he's like, you know what? I'm gonna move mad. So he hasn't handled it well at all. He needs to relax. And what's worse is the fact that Adam Silver, they had a proper conversation. They spoke about it. Like, Adam Silver could have moved mad from the start and say, yeah, you're done out here. You ain't back. Come back next season. Which I think would have been better because it would have affected his bag a bit more because he would have lost a lot more money. Because I remember Gilbert Arenas was saying, how are you going to really get to him is his bank account.
Facts.
Cut that down. He's going to think, hey,
I think he's already lost out on 40 mil.
Yeah, because it made all NBA. And it's like,
amazing.
but it's still on P's. So it's just one of them says, all right, cool, I missed out on 40 mil. I'll make that back somehow. I don't know, maybe he's going to be shooting dice or something. I don't know. But, like, the fact that Adam Silver, it could have been much worse. He had a conversation with you. Deep it, take it in, reform. Because after that, once, obviously, he's come back and he's playing the playoffs now and then teams getting gassed and everything, people forgot about it, honestly, to be honest. It was literally forgotten about. Like, it's only because when this whole thing happened again, it's like, what's going on? Again. Like, everyone forgot about it. And I just don't understand. You know your friend is doing IG Live. So why did you decide, like, maybe I need to glue a basketball to his hand so then it'll make sense, but I don't understand.
Can't hold a gun.
No, but I was puzzled by it. Like, even the whole 8-game suspension. No, there was a team suspension, 8-game suspension. I was puzzled how quickly they moved things, right? I thought they would take a bit longer with it. Maybe because of the whole playoffs is on the horizon, they wanted to just...
They couldn't prove that he'd done anything illegal as well. Because the whole he wasn't saying whose gun it was.
It's the same in this situation where they can't prove this. This is why it's also kind of ongoing in back and forth because technically, obviously, what he did is not illegal. So it's not like he brought it to an NBA game where it's like, yo, because then how can you then give him a 40-game suspension when everything he done is not illegal? Police can't investigate nothing, so you can't really suspend me for 40 games for something that's legal, because then now that's going to cause a whole nother thing, and technically he can actually take them to court for this and say, okay, and with the facts being out there, nothing he done was illegal.
But
it's just what he's promoting.
JJ Redick said it as well. It's not about whether it's not JJ Redick. Someone else said it. It's not about the legality of it. There's an NBA code of conduct in it. There's some things you're not allowed. That he was saying I can't remember who it was saying. Like, you can't ride jet ski. You can't go skiing.
Can't ride a motorbike.
You can't do motorbikes. All that. There's things in your country that say you cannot do in it.
You can't do jet ski.
You can't. No, because it's dangerous, isn't it? Like, think
about
it. These guys rely heavily on their bodies. One little accident happens, you can't play anymore, innit? You're not insured like that. So they say there's things you can't do in it, and in the code of conduct, I guarantee you there's stuff like this that you can't be doing.
Yeah, that you can't.
Whether it's new or not, I don't know, innit? But
I don't think it's that you can have obviously a firearm in the house or something for safety.
But they're saying just don't be waving it on Instagram. Because if a video came out of him with a licensed gun defending himself, no one's gonna complain there. But that's not what he's doing. He's out here on IG Live waving it around. Yeah,
to young boy,
and it's always NBA young boy.
Yeah, man.
So I can't. I don't know what needs to happen now, but he really needs to switch up his act, because I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to punch, because obviously it's code of conduct, they can maybe do something a bit more informal rather than doing like a huge game. I don't know how they're going to, but obviously they're saying that he's going to be a very sufficient.
I think he deserves it though, man. I think you look at someone.
You have to.
I think it should be the. I think it needs to be the most disgusting fine in NBA history to hit the books. But I don't think.
What would that be? 20 mil?
20? No,
they
can do it like they can't. There's limits.
It'll be like a mil.
Whatever. But just give him.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but that's all they can do. Give him a disgusting thing, yeah. And I'm saying like the sanctions, like literally bullet point it, plaster it out on the internet. If this guy gets caught doing X, Y, and Z, this is what's happening to him, yeah? Every media outlet can see it. Undisputed, First Take, they can all see it, right? That's what you need. That's what needs to go out, because I feel like if they give him the whole Gilbert Arenas suspension, again, that's
they
how
can't do it because of
that's how they take
bro,
it.
Ban him off IG, man. So you're not allowed on IG, bro.
Yeah, they what they can do though, they can suspend him without pay. That's something they could do. So they could say,
why don't you do that?
41 games, half the season without pay. So he'll get half of his salary. Which would be that would be like a 15 mil chop, something like that. So that would hurt him. That would definitely hurt him.
I'd say do that.
Yeah.
And then it's like he get caught with any firearm in that time, that just gets extended for the whole season.
I don't know, man. I just feel like the more they go down this rabbit hole, innit, it's gonna. If for some reason this shit happened again, God forbid, I don't know what will happen to him. Honestly, I don't. But I feel like Adam Silver already feels silly that we're even talking about this again, because the first punishment was supposed to be it, and they had a whole conversation in it.
That's the thing. It wasn't even like he was pissed off. He was just disappointed and upset. Like, bro, I've really actually spoken to you, and we've had this conversation.
I'm advocating for you.
Like, don't do it because, bro, you got your whole career. Do you know how massive you can be? You're a huge influence in this NBA on the market. You cannot be in the face, one of the faces of the league. Yeah, you've got all these endorsements. Like, you're literally, you could be such a good example to so many people and reach heights of you can't even imagine. And this is what you're choosing to do.
At this point, his teammates must be pissed off as well, innit?
Bro, because how many people who are dying to be in your position and you're taking the piss? I can't lie. For me, if I'm the team, yeah, I'm saying, yo, talk to the commissioner. We're going to do something. You might not like it, but just let us do it. Bro, rush him. I'm talking rush him.
But you know what he's going to do?
What?
Pull out the
AK. He'll come back with red dots, man.
I'm saying, put it like, you know what? You can't travel with more than 2 or 3 people or something. Or one of them has to be your pops or something like that.
No,
it has to be
the whole
family
fam.
or...
Say,
you know what, your fam can't come to no, they can't do none of that. Like, now we're gonna have to fix you where your fam can't come to no.
We're gonna have to treat you like a minimum contract player.
And it's one of the ones where you'll still talk to the parents like, listen, it's only for his own benefit, so we can't allow you in it. Like, not just on a mad thing, but we have to literally and like I say, you need good veterans there to really steer him the right way. His dad needs to be his dad and not his boy. Number one as well. His mom needs to get the spatula out and smack him sideways. Honestly, you got to do everything.
I agree. Quickly, just before we wrap up, I'm just going to run through the coaches quickly. Yep. I'm just going to say a team, the coach that they hired, you tell me if it was a good move or a bad move.
Cool.
Philadelphia 76ers, Nick Nurse.
Good. Yes, good move.
That's all right.
All right.
It's good now. Embiid didn't want him, but it's good. You don't want him to have a yes man.
It's about what Embiid does in the playoffs. So.
Milwaukee Bucks, Adrian Griffin, who was a Toronto Raptor, so Nick Nurse's assistant head coach in Toronto.
Is that being confirmed?
Yeah.
I
don't know if that's a massive upgrade on Bud.
No.
So obviously we don't know. We don't know anything about his coaching style or nothing like that.
Yeah, I would have preferred Nick Nurse to be in that position instead, but yeah.
Okay, it's a bit shaky on that one.
Got to see, maybe he can do a Joe Mazzulla or something.
Detroit Pistons, Monty Williams.
Now, this one is it rumored though?
No, confirmed.
Oh, it got
6 years, 72 mil.
No, forgetting about the wages is a good move.
Yeah,
it's for the team.
Yeah,
Monty's gonna have a group of young guys to really coach.
He's got some really good pieces that Monty knows how to do. I don't think any other coach could do.
And I think we need to reference this in 2 ways. That I can remember off the top of my head. Monty Williams has coached 2 like relatively young teams to success. The most recent, the Phoenix Suns from the bubble. Yeah, with Devin Booker. Devin was a bit older than quite a bit, probably like 2-3 years older than what Cade is now. But they were still a relatively young team that everyone looked at. And Chris Paul's Charlotte Hornets teams.
Yeah.
New Orleans Hornets team, sorry, when he was first in his first stint with New Orleans, where he ended up, I think he even might have got a coach of the year when he was there, or at one point that team had one of the best records in the league. And obviously Chris Paul is a great guard, but I just feel like Cade should look at this opportunity and say, you've coached some great players, some great point guards in the position that I'm playing, or two guards in the position that I'm now playing. Let me just be a sponge and take in all this information and learn from you in it, because no one's expecting Detroit to be great immediately.
No.
I think it's a very good position for him to be in, where they've paid him a 6-year contract.
It's ridiculous.
I'm 90% certain they're not going to fire him in that time, innit? So they've given him some time to grow this team. They're saying it's a long-term project. You're the coach for the future for us, and we want to make sure we see success. So I really like that move anyway.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, that was a good move. Definitely.
Houston Rockets. Ime Udoka.
Good move. Great move.
Phenomenal.
That's a great move.
For
And he's
Houston.
bringing staff with him as well. So even wonderful.
No, it's a great move. I think again, it's similar to kind of with Monty. He's got a young team that he can coach and implement his system with. I think he's even got a younger team than he did when he came to Boston.
And that team's gonna respect him. Like, sorry if obviously if I happened to Steven, like it was peak. It wasn't fair what happened, yeah. But being real, them niggas they ain't respect you. Let's be honest.
No, they didn't.
But they're gonna respect Ime.
Yeah, he was in the finals last year. Why would you
They're
not
gonna
respect
respect.
him?
They're gonna respect him. So and he's gonna get the best out of these guys. So
I think
very good move.
I think it's a good move. However, agendas and all these things, conspiracies.
Okay.
Houston is not the best place.
Oh, the boom boom room.
Yes, yes. Houston is not the best place for certain individuals who have vices, shall we say? You know, we've seen it. James had his jersey retired in there. Ime might have his clipboard retired in the strip clubs. And then this thing, we don't know what's gonna happen over there, innit? Because that is a free agent right now. He might be signed to the team, but he's a free agent. He's gonna be out there, innit? But yeah, no, I agree with you. I hope he sorts these guys out, because the stories from John Wall and just other vets in the league that have been, the way they've been talking about Houston, they're like rabid dogs that have just been moving nuts. So I think it'll be great for Jalen Green. I also hope this means that they're not gonna go after James Harden. I hope he says no. We're vetoing that. We're gonna continue with the youth movement, bringing some vets to be, you know, good influences here, but they're not going to be the controlling.
Where you send Harden then?
Huh?
Where do you send Harden then?
He's interested in Phoenix, and boy, he might end up there. I can't lie.
Yeah, but he'd have to the piece. He'd have to like.
Get that old guy that can't guard no one out of there.
Even if they get rid of
And
CP,
get Ayton out of there. Get Harden in there. Bring some role
bro.
players
But
in
between
there,
KD and Booker alone, they're going to be paying hella luxury tax in it.
There's not enough. There's not enough ball for them to do around you.
Yeah,
the
it's
new
crazy.
rule is that you can do all of that now. So right,
Yeah, okay.
Golden State been doing it for years. Why not? They might as well, man.
They did it through the drafts. It's a little bit different, but yeah. Okay, last couple, and these aren't hires; they're fires.
Okay.
So we spoke about Doc Rivers getting fired. So Phoenix and Milwaukee are the two teams right now that do not currently have head coaches assigned to them. Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you?
No, Phoenix and who that don't.
Yeah, Milwaukee. Phoenix and Milwaukee. No, I just said Milwaukee. Sorry,
No,
Phoenix and
Clippers.
we have a head coach.
No, they've got
Tyler
Tyler
Lee.
Lee.
No, Phoenix don't have a head coach.
Maybe no Toronto. Phoenix and Toronto. Sorry,
Toronto, yeah.
that's it. Sorry, Phoenix and Toronto currently do not have head coaches assigned to them right now. Toronto obviously losing Nick Nurse. Phoenix obviously losing Monty Williams. There's a few names that have been floating around for Toronto. Steve Nash is one of them.
No, stop that.
Terrible move. Buddy's available. I don't know if he's going to be around, because I think Toronto need to do a rebuild around Scotty Barnes and just move on from Pascal and Fred
Bud would be
VanVleet.
good for Bud to go to the Raps. I think that would be cool.
I don't know if he's going to want to do that though. He's
He's
up there in age. I feel like he's
he
not.
might go Phoenix then, or if he gets a chance.
I don't
Or
know
maybe,
if Phoenix would
maybe
want
he
him
might
though.
jump as an assistant coach somewhere. I don't know, but all I'm saying is if the Raptors hire Steve Nash, I'm sending hella emails to the NBA.
Yeah,
I don't get a movement. I'm gonna start a movement.
Yeah.
100%. I don't care.
So Phoenix have been in talks potentially to get Doc Rivers,
No,
that's
Frank
trash.
Vogel as well.
That's
Fantastic.
I would prefer Frank.
No, I'd rather send Frank to Toronto, bro.
Frank Vogel.
Yeah,
or anyone, but like
Doc doesn't deserve another good.
No,
team.
because
No.
Frank could do the
Doc
rebuild.
needs to stay out the years. Can't out the league.
I think Doc should.
just what done. Nothing.
Doc needs to just go to the front office role like Brad Stevens did. Just leave it, man.
Yeah.
Just leave it out. Like he was head of basketball operations when he was at the Clippers, but him doing that and being head coach, bro, he started like he fucking signed his son, and I'm like, yeah, you're already twisted, man. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that needs to not happen, man.
But yeah, I'm hoping that Toronto do not, like you said, get Steve Nash. I don't know what I
They're
think.
not allowed to.
Then who's a good fit for the
If
Suns?
Toronto hires Steve Nash, then Jar can bring guns.
Do you know
That's
who's a
how
good
bad it
fit for? Sorry, what?
Wow. Just
If
wow.
Toronto Raptors hire Steve Nash, Jar is allowed to bring guns.
You're
bro.
moving mad.
Jar can do whatever he wants. No
For-
suspension.
For the Raptors, now that Doc Rivers is no longer the head coach, what's Sam Cassell doing? Because he's been an assistant head coach for a long time. He was a long-term player in the league, and I think he's respected as well. I think he's ready to take that step. If Tyloo was able to take the step after being an assistant with Doc, I don't see why Sam Cassell is not as well. So I think Sam Cassell would be a perfect fit. If I'm Toronto,
No, for the Raptors.
for the Raptors head coaching role. God knows what's going to happen with Phoenix. I think they're in a bit of a run. I just think they need, because I can't think of anyone available now that currently runs
Let me
like a.
apply, bro.
You could get. I think it's a similar job to the Steve Kerr job. Man.
What?
This guy's
Mark Jackson at one point was in conversation to be a head coach as well.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson would be interested in Phoenix.
I don't know why
Yes.
Mark Jackson's been out of the league for so long.
We know why he's been out of the league for so long.
We know why.
Respectfully.
We know why. And on top of that, he's been making peas, having fun.
Yeah, he's
So-
enjoying it. He's enjoying it. But he's out of the league respectfully for one
Yeah,
reason.
for one reason.
Because he said he would smash LeBron's wife.
Wow.
If that's the case, I'm out of the league too.
But the thing is, bro, in NBA commentary, like,
Yeah, no, he's
live-o,
it wasn't
That's
just NBA
mad.
commentary. I swear he said it in the finals.
bro.
Yeah, he's moving mad. Live-o,
It's crazy.
I mean, shit.
with all due respect.
With all
That's what
due
he said, with all
respect.
due respect.
Respectfully.
That
Yeah.
is mad.
Wrap it up there.
Yeah, man. But, there's a lot to happen in terms of Phoenix and Raptors. We'll see what they do. Obviously, the finals starts today. You know, when you guys hear this, you know,
Game one had already been done.
game on would have been
Denver would
done.
already beaten Miami by 40.
Right. Yeah, man. Jokic, post up, turn around, fade away. Yep. Jokic on 38 points, Denver up 70. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for rocking with us, and thank you, Jared, for coming on to the show. Before, obviously, I want you guys to make sure you guys like, comment, share. Follow us on all socials at Take It to the Pod on Twitter, at Take It to the Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. All our socials is there. Jared, plug yourself in, man.
Yeah. So on all socials, find me on Instagram as J Tyrone. Find me on Twitter as J Tyrone. The O is 0, but yeah, that's it, man. That's me on everything.
Just so that you guys know, he is not selling guns. No,
Nah.
This
He
jar
is
does not, bro.
he's not talking to John Morant. But yeah, man, make sure you follow Jared as well, all on social as well. All stuff's gonna be in the description. Keep rocking with us and let us know your predictions for the finals and who should take over what teams in the comments. And to send us off, finally, Julian.
As always, over and out, baby.